Hi, um, I'm working on a quilt that I made for Mom. I designed it. What it is, I designed it on my EQ program. So this is what it will look like when it's finished. As you can see in the background, I've got some. I'm just left with the outer border of little flowers to make. The little flowers are made with using, it's the Ricky Tim's folding over method to make flying geese. And then I've expanded onto it and added the cathedral window arc right here. So I thought I'd show you how I make this tiny block. Well, it's a 6-inch block, but I figured I'd show you how I made it so that in case you ever decide to make something like this, what you'll need is 4 squares, 4 squares, and it's 2 of each color, so I have 2 rectangles of one dark color and 2 rectangles of a lighter color. The way I'm going to sew them together is we're going to have 2 squares. I wonder if I can move this back. We'll just pause for a second. All right, so we've got 2 squares here and 2 others. What I'm doing is take the rectangle and you're going to fold it in half. I just finger press my seam. On the square, you want your folded edge to point towards where the middle of the flower is going to be. So we're going to do one dark or one lighter and then one darker of the same. Finger press the seam and fold it over. Now I'm going to put right sides together of the 2 fabrics. Now I'm going to quarter turn, so I start with all the edges on my sewing machine. Just pause you for a sec while I adjust the sewing. Okay, I'm back. So now I've got, as I recall, the folded edge pointing. I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam all the way down both pieces. Line everything up nice and neat so that you've got your 3 edges, 3 fabrics, and then sew a 1/4 inch down. Then I'm going to trim that. At this point I don't iron yet. I'm going to finger press this seam so the light is going one way and finger press so the dark is going the other way. So that way I'll be able to butt my seams in the middle. Now I'm going to take another dark light, fold it in half. Again, like before, you want your folded edge going towards the center, and then the darker rectangle, folded, finger press the seam, fold. Oh, that's not a very neat one. Make it neater. Then we're going to put it in the corner. Now I'm going to flip, making sure one's still going one way and one's going the other. If I line up the corners, the seams butt perfectly. And then you're just going to sew a 1/4 inch all the way down. Now you've got it open. Oh, they're not matching very well. That's okay. I'm going to throw a circle over top of that for my middle flower. So now what you do is you're going to take your folded edge, fold it up, and you're going to pull apart the corners. And this is where I need to go to my pressing board. We're going to press this open. I'm going to press this one open. And same thing with this one. You're going to press it open. And the 4th one. Oh, see this one here? It wasn't sewn properly. So I'm going to have to go to find my seam ripper. So I'll be right back and fix that. Okay, I'm back. So here I fixed my mistake. So now I'm just going to press the block flat. Now I'm going to, like before, fold open. So now I've got a nice little crease line. So I just follow the crease line so it continues straight. Spread it open and iron it. We're going to do this for all 4 corners. So we're going to spread it open, run the seam line so that it follows the seam, the the iron line. Same thing for this one. And fold it open, iron it, and the last one. My ironing pad underneath, if you're wondering, all it is Insulbrite inside, one layer, and I've just made a pillowcase to go over top of it, and I just folded it on half so I can just take it with me when I go to quilt retreats. Okay, now that we've got all this folded, I've made triangles previously to make my square, so I'm going to need 2 darks and 2 lights. I've been chaining piecing these. It was just easier to do all the same step throughout everything, but for your purpose I'm just doing one. So now I'm taking right sides together. The middle of the point, when it extends, I've clipped the corners of the triangle so that it just does reduces bulk in my seams. So I just pretend it goes in, so that I've now centered my square onto the lighter triangle. So now I'm going to go back to the ironing board or sewing machine, and I'm going to sew across. Now I do this all in one thread. I don't cut. I'm going to take a dark one because that's the next one. Line it up, center the point, line up your bottom edges, and sew. The reason I don't worry about the corners is because they're going to end up getting trimmed off later anyways when I square up the block. Dark one, so dark triangle. Get rid of the threads. Line up so that the block is centered with the seam, lined up on the bottom, and sew across. And last side. Same thing, right sides together, line up with your base, line up, make sure your triangle is centered with the seam, and sew across. I'm going to trim that off. And the beginning edges also, beginning threads. Now back to the ironing board. We're going to press this all open. So I like to press it flat first, then flip and press. Then flip across and press. Flip, press, and flip and press. Okay, so now we've got it where it's very square looking. And in order to get it where I want it, round, I'm going to need to curl up my edges of these little triangles. So I'm going to go to the sewing machine, and I just start in the triangle, and I sew along the edge of the first one, and I'm going to roll this edge over. And so grab the edge, follow it through to the point. Now I'm going to raise my foot, flip the next one, drop the foot, and my hand's in the way. So here I'm just going to go right around and right off of the edge, flip it over. Same thing. Next one is right the edge of the big triangle. I'm going to roll the edge of the loose flying goose. The reason I'm lifting my foot is sometimes the rolling over likes to fold back underneath. Drop it down and sew along the edge and follow the edge of the triangle. Quarter turn, next one. So I just roll it back, sew the edge right around to the point, roll the next side, foot down, and roll around, off, and last side. Roll it over, along the edge, right onto the curve, to the point, quarter turn, roll over the other side, and follow it right around, and off. There we go. So now I've completed my first flower block to show you. Next step will be the edges here didn't line up, but I'm going to put a little yellow applique circle in the middle of each flower to give each flower a center. So I hope this helped in case you ever decide to do this technique. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye.